Hi everybody, this is Angie from Tourangie.com and I'm in Primm, Nevada. I'm actually pulling out of the Buffalo Bill Casino and Hotel. There are two other casinos and hotels here, Whiskey Pete's and then the Primm, Nevada Hotel and Casino, Primm Valley Hotel Casino. Primm used to be something special way back in the day. You can see that right there is part of a roller coaster that goes through this casino. It actually doesn't work anymore. Uh, a lot of things have changed in Primm over the years, and at the time of COVID, it really started going downhill. But the heyday was probably in the 1950s to the 1970s. Primm is about 30 minutes away from Vegas, and it is right on the California line. Primm was started as basically just a spot to get gas and coffee by a guy with the last name Primm. His name was Ernest Primm. And then he had a little small motel here. And then over the years, Primm grew, and Gary Primm, which is Ernest's son, expanded the area by building a casino. But there's more to Primm than this. Let's talk about some of the history with Pete McIntyre. So in the 1920s, Pete owned a gas station at the state line, and this used to be Route 91 because the Interstate Route 15 wasn't here. But McIntyre had a hard time in the gas business, so he resorted to bootlegging alcohol. Primm historians remember him as Whiskey Pete, and that is why on the other end of other side of basically the exit ramp, there's the Whiskey Pete Casino and Hotel. When they were building the bridge, the pedestrian bridge, or I guess it's a pedestrian bridge, but it's actually the connecting bridge from Whiskey Pete to Buffalo Bill's Hotel. They found his grave. And basically, they exhumed it and relocated it to into one of the caves where he used to cook the moonshine. It was said that upon his death in 1933, he wanted to be buried in a vertical coffin, with his body in a standing posture, along with a bottle of bootleg moonshine placed in his hands to drink and watch over the region. This area is known for events like the Baja 1000 or the Baja 500, the San Felipe 250. There's a lot of off-road races that happen in the Primm area. There has been also a supermoto race every year. It's actually hosted by Buffalo Bill's Casino. There's the Mint 400, which is an American off-road race. There's the World Off-Road Championships, and that's for motocross, UTV, side-by-side, and ATV off-road racing. So there's a lot of off-road racing that happens here in Primm. We're basically in the desert, so it makes perfect sense. Now, I had mentioned earlier this hotel that I just left with the roller coaster. They actually have the Bonnie and Clyde getaway car. Bonnie and Clyde were killed. It was actually in Louisiana where they were killed, but the actual car, is inside that casino for you to look at. So that's pretty neat. They also have another car located there, and it's the Dutch Schultz car. It's an armored car from the Prohibition era. So he was notorious in New York City. The organized crime, gambling, bootleg. He was killed in 1935, and there is a thought that Franklin D. Roosevelt, who was governor of New York at the time, rode in the car during a visit to Albany, New York, but it has never been proven. There's no real concrete evidence of that, but it has been rumored. So you can see that car there too at that Buffalo Bills. So, like I was saying, the casinos are a cool place to visit to get out of Vegas, to come, out into the desert. But it's right here on the California line. The casinos are not as busy. The hotels are not as busy. There's, would still be fine to stay at or whatever. But especially after COVID, the area has, well, dropped. A lot of people don't stay here anymore, and it was on its way down before COVID. But it's still cool to come to these old casinos down here. Now, there's some other things about this area that is pretty neat, and where it's located right on the corner of, well, not on the corner, right on the line of California, is the dry lake, which is on the border. And it's called Ivanph Dry Lake Bed, and it's, of course, in the Mojave Desert. It's in San Bernardino County of California. And it's right, just across the border from Primm. It is known for wind-powered vehicles, different things like that. In fact, in March of 2009, a wind-powered vehicle set a world land speed record at 126.1 miles per hour. So it's a pretty neat little area, and it's popular for land sailing and kite buggying, different things. And another thing that's interesting, especially in pop culture, is the video game Fallout. So it came out, probably 16 years ago. It's called Fallout New Vegas. And this desert area features, different names in that video game. So Primm is featured in the video game. So is that dry lake. But you'll even pass by Good Springs and different things, an exit getting down here. And that's also in the video game. So I think that's pretty neat. Interstate 15 runs from Vegas. Well, actually, it goes beyond that. But to LA. So this is the best route. The interstate there, right off the exit here at Primm, is the best way to get from LA to Vegas. And basically, on a good day with the traffic behaving itself, it could be done in just over 5 hours. But there are times it could take up to 7, depending on traffic. Of course, the worst traffic times are for people wanting to take long weekends, leaving leaving LA and coming to Vegas for a long weekend. So, avoid Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday travel kind of thing. But if you want to go to LA from Vegas, maybe on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, hey, go for it. It's not a terrible drive. You'll get to see lots of desert scenery. Just see a few things out there. In fact, there's tours available from Vegas if you don't want to do the drive, that you can purchase a tour that'll take you from Vegas to LA and back the same day, and take you to a few nice spots to see in LA. Just a thought, something to do. But I think it's really cool that you can fly into Vegas and get to LA in on a good day, like around 5 hours or so. I'm driving around the parking lot of the mall here in Primm, which there's basically nothing in the mall, but also the Primm Valley Casino and Hotel. And you can see that they were prepping, there's some RVs and different things here, that they were prepping for a off-road race that's going to be happening here over the weekend when I filmed this. This was during the week before. But they also have the strongman competition down here in Primm. So there's things to do down here. It's neat to come and check it out. So if you're anything like me, I visit Vegas often and love just driving around. You know this already about me, just because of all the videos I have for everywhere I go that I'm just driving around. And that's one of the best things about Vegas. It can be the cheapest vacation that you take if you don't gamble and you avoid eating at the most expensive spots on the strip. You can get to so many amazing and cool little places, like this little town of Primm that, has its cute little history, and back in the day was something a lot more than it was or what it is now. But there's so many of these cool desert towns to visit. You can get to Utah, Arizona, California, super quick and easy from Vegas. And Vegas always has cheap flights from basically anywhere in the United States. But from where I live near Charlotte, North Carolina, they really do have some cheap flights. Round trip tickets as low as $100 at times. Of course, they're budget airlines, so you'll have to pack light, but that's fine. You can get anywhere. Go to the Grand Canyon, Zion National Park. There's tons of stuff to do anywhere around Vegas, and it's just a 4-hour flight from Charlotte, and rent a car and just go for a drive and check out this beautiful area. Well, this is Angie from Tourangie.com. Come to my website, read my blogs, make appointments so I can help you plan your next travel adventure. Talk to you later.